Welcome back to our channel, Warriors. We are still growing. Back in the motherfucking studio like I never left. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons. El Skid, Nathan, Scott aka Hobie Cat, Mika Boy, Lead with Love, Charles, Albert 12, Soulstar LA, AI Vega, Esquiel, Miguel, Big Bad 48, JT, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Gigi, Abuelita's Journey, and Daus Herrero. If you are not on the roll call, then I'm going to deem you no good. So make sure you hit that link in the description below. You are definitely missing out. This episode right here, man. Fuck, I shouldn't have got so amped up in the beginning. It's actually a serious topic. The topic is when a correctional officer dies, deceased, right, passes away, in the line of duty, outside of the line of duty, after retirement, what do they look like? Well, I'm gonna fill you guys in on green side. It is common knowledge. It is well known that the life expectancy of a correctional officer after they retire, after the age of 50, they will die after 3 years. Facts, and I've seen it, and I've seen it over again. Are there exceptions? Yes, there's exceptions. Yeah. You know, my pops retired more than 3 years ago, probably 8 years ago, you know, but there are exceptions. You really have to take care of yourself. It's a must. It's a 100% must. And after being out of the department, right, you guys know I served 16 years with the California Department of Corrections as an officer for 8 years, a sergeant for 3 years, and a lieutenant for 5 years. Right, you do the math, there you go. My heart, my anxiety, my blood pressure. Well, you guys see, sometimes I be talking about shit, my blood pressure goes up. That's when I do this and touch my carotid artery right here. Imagine a car with the RPMs. When you're a CO, right, nobody tells you this shit. I'm probably the first one to tell you what the fuck happens. And this took me this long, 7 months. The anxiety, imagine revving, right? And it used to happen for me, like getting dressed at the pad, putting on that jumpsuit, looking at those boots, right? Looking at the green uniform. Yeah, your jumpsuit. Maybe going to the tans later on. And then I wore the polos. I used to rock the polos, right? Comfortable. But it's no joke, man. It is no joke. On your health. The level of obesity, off the charts. Off the fucking charts. The poor dieting habits. I mean, 16-hour shifts. Unplanned 16-hour shifts. Well, you should actually always plan for a double, right? For 16 years, I always packed for a double. I packed for a double. So instead of 2 sandwiches, I would take 4 sandwiches, right? Anybody that knows me knows that's the truth. And it'll take its toll, man. If you're not physically fit, mentally, if you're not getting the treatment that you need, if you're not seeing a therapist, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, I get those two confused. One gives you pills, the other one talks to you. It will deteriorate you. It will deteriorate you. I saw an officer, a partner, die of a heart attack on duty one day at Centinela State Prison after visiting. I've attended more than a handful of funerals. The majority of those are when I transferred to RJD, Donovan, and back home at Centinela, partners that I used to work with were passing away. I would go down there, right, to show respect and, yeah, to give my respects, pay my dues. For me personally, You have to understand, I lost a lot of brothers in Iraq. I lost a lot of brothers when I got out of the army and they were still over there. They were still dying. I had already been calloused. I have already been exposed to that. I had already endured that. So it did not have the same bearing, the same drastic effect on me that I saw it had on my other partners, right? Because when you're at the funeral, everybody's crying. You can see it. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, that person's hurting. That person's hurting. You can see it. I wasn't, not to be disrespectful, I wasn't hurting because I had already endured a lot. Now, the thing that always made me feel sad and got to me was the family members. Man, and I remember the speeches. I can still hear them in my head. The wives, the daughters. Those are the worst, man. Those are the worst. Now having a daughter, that shit'll make you get that lump in your throat. Like, the uniforms, everybody in uniforms, that is a honorable thing. It is proud. This is what I feel as a peace officer. Everybody coming together. I'm getting chills thinking about it. In a uniform, something we fought for, something we stand for, something we swore to uphold. The flag, the American flag, right? The California state flag is as fucked up as this state is. Not diving into politics, but the bagpipes, the 21 gun salute, that fucking triggers me. Hey Hector, what's one of your triggers, man? You say you got PTSD. What's one of your triggers? 21 gun salutes, bagpipes, those type of ceremonies. Oh, fuck me, man. I cannot take that shit. Right? It fucking tears me up inside. I don't feel weak telling you guys that. I feel this has to be said. Right? I don't prep for these videos. The speeches from the person's closest friends, closest family members, it'll tear you up, man, for sure. But nobody talks about this ever. But it should be said, there's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of sacrifice for the family members that have to watch their loved one put on the uniform and take off to work. I was a kid. I was a kid, man. And my dad, I was probably 10 years old. My dad used to wear the uniform and go to work. I used to be scared. I didn't know what the hell I was scared for. I just was scared. I was very fortunate to work with my pops, and I don't know why I keep bringing him up on this video. I'm just very grateful, And I worked with him in Bravo Clinic at Centinela, Alpha Clinic at Centinela. Like, he was an OG by then. He didn't need to be working those buildings, and it was cool. It was fucking straight cool. Posted, right? It's like what every little kid dreams of, following their father's footsteps. And being able to work there. That's honorable. Shit, maybe I'll bring it up. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Shout out to my dad. Hell yeah. But I don't have that anxiety anymore. I don't have that stress. I don't have that revved up engine. So if you're still in and you're fucking grinding away, take care of your damn self, man. Eat the salads. Eat the vegetables, the meat, the seeds, right? The fish, the chicken. Skip the pizza. And I used to bring pizza to the officers. Every time I got written up by my managers, I brought pizza for the officers. And let me tell you, they ate a lot of pizza. Let me be the one to tell you. Right? And I did that to offset a good versus a bad. Like, fuck them up there. But you know what? I don't have to keep pushing that mierda down to the troops. Could change that. So with that, the message for today is life is short, man. Life is short, you know. And the other day on my Instagram, which I just hit 5,000 subscribers, so go over there, Hector __ Bravo. I made a little skit talking about when the inmates would tell me on my dead homies. You know, they were fucking really upset. They would get wild with it, right? Like challenge me to fight, challenge the whole fucking everybody in there to fight on dead homies. And I was thinking like, man, only somebody who has lost more dead homies than that person can actually joke about it, right? Can actually speak on this. You want to talk about dead homies? Fuck. Let's bring out the list, right? With that, keep pushing forward.